think people lost sight of the fact that having a different opinion is okay. And I feel like in the universe of the online social media space, it's gotten so toxic. So Elon Musk, he didn't buy Twitter to make an incredible amount of money. Dude already has an incredible amount of money. He bought Twitter to keep the ability to have free speech in America. Our top story of the day, X, aka Twitter. I'm just going to call it Twitter from this point forward. So when I say X, I mean Twitter. I don't mean X like the key on my keyboard. I mean Twitter. X is now worth 71% less than when Musk bought it. And that's from Fidelity. They estimated that, right? Musk bought the social media giant formerly known as Twitter for $44 billion. So if it's 71% less, that would be 44 billion times 0.29. So 12 billion. Yikes. That's a lot that it's gone down there, Mr. Musk. But, you know, taking a look at the big picture here, he didn't plan on making money. I think he was just outright saying, I don't plan to make a return on investment. I plan to have freedom of speech. That was Elon's big deal the entire time. I mean, everybody remembers when he said, hey, I'm going to buy Twitter. And I'm going to buy it for whatever the price was per share. It's not about making money. It's not about getting richer. Dude's rich enough. Dude can lose, $30 billion and be just fine. He's a multi-hundred billionaire at this point. He can lose $30 billion and it's not going to affect him. But he wants to be the guy who He's this generation's Henry Ford when he's got Tesla, he's got SpaceX, he's got Boring Company, he's got all this stuff going on. And he's got Twitter. He wants to be the guy that makes the universe move forward, right? I mean, a perfect example of that is the Cybertruck. His son, X minus 42 plus 7, or whatever his kid's name is, said, hey, Dad, how come trucks don't look like trucks of the future when we're living in the future? And he's like, you got a good point there. Let's make the future. So Elon doesn't think like most people, and that's why he is who he is. So when it says that he's lost 71% on his investment here, he's thinking long term, right? This was like the end of last year or whenever the sale went through. Things aren't always going to go a roller coaster up. Any stock trader will tell you it's not always a roller coaster straight up, right? X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, is worth 71% less now than when Elon bought it in late 2022. So we're talking a year, maybe less than a year. Yeah, it's lost a lot, but at the same time, he was not planning to flip this within a year. Musk has been deeply critical of Twitter prior to its acquisition and renaming of the company, arguing that it posed a threat to democracy and civilization itself. I happen to think that the Chinese companies out there are doing some sort of intellectual warfare, right? You take a look at TikTok. It's a Chinese run company, and TikTok promotes things in their algorithm that they want to promote, right? When people started transitioning to whatever they wanted to be, claiming they could use whatever pronouns they wanted, a lot of that was fueled by TikTok spreading the ideals that they wanted to spread. And from an outside perspective looking in, it's very clear to me that these people were influenced by what was shown in their feed. So going back to Twitter here, people are getting canceled left and right just for having an opinion. And that opinion may be different than yours. And that's okay. I think people lost sight of the fact that having a different opinion is okay, right? You have friends that you would keep for the rest of your life, that you would do anything for. But they're going to have some opinions that don't differ, that differ from yours. But that doesn't mean you would cut them off completely, right? My wife and I, we've been married for over 15 years. She and I have different opinions on things. And in fact, last night, we're cleaning up some stuff around the house, and she was, complaining that I wasn't doing it her way. And I was like, I'm not you. And that's okay. Your way's not right. My way's not right. It's just different. That's okay. And I feel like in the universe of the online social media space, it's gotten so toxic that if someone doesn't agree with you, they will spend the rest of their days fighting to get you canceled, fighting to get you deplatformed, fighting to take you off the internet for even having a dissenting opinion. And it's disgusting. It's ugly. But that's the reality that we live in, unfortunately. And I think a lot of that has to do with what the algorithms push forward. Musk even said he argued for the platform that it had been propagating a left-wing mind virus due to the basic bias of the company's leadership and employee base. Right? So many times they've exposed how in the Twitter files and everything else, they actually had people from the government censoring. The government stepped in and censored people on the platform saying, nah, we're not going to let people have that. We're not going to let people say this. And especially when there was a certain sickness going around that everybody knows that I'm not going to say. When all of that was happening, they wanted to make sure nobody could have misinformation. But they were censoring doctors. They were censoring frontline workers who were giving us the truth and not continuing to scare us. So Elon Musk, he didn't buy Twitter to make an incredible amount of money. Dude already has an incredible amount of money. He bought Twitter to keep the ability to have free speech in America. Which I'm really grateful for that. And put in the comments, listen, I know that I'm a Tesla fanboy. I know that I'm an Elon fanboy. I know this. You don't have to tell me that. I know that. And I'm okay with that. And for a person who's trying to make changes in our generation that are going to ripple throughout time, I think you should be too. Let's continue on here. What this advertising boycott is going to do is kill the company. So Musk is talking about how these advertisers are basically coming out and they're saying, we want people to listen to the message. If you can't follow the message, we aren't going to support you. And so everyone who's aligned with the message, the left-wing woke mind virus, they're pulling their ads off of Twitter. And Elon's saying, go for it. Do it. But just know this. When we no longer have free speech, you are to blame. Go ahead and take your money somewhere else. But the whole world will know when these advertisers killed the company. In response to Disney CEO Bob Iger, who has pulled his advertising from the platform, Musk did not hold back. Don't advertise here. If someone's going to try and blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go F yourself. Musk said it. Go F yourself. Is that clear? Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience, that's exactly how I feel. Don't advertise. Go F yourself. Dude doesn't need money, right? It's like threatening the person with the most donuts in the entire world. We're not going to give you more donuts. Okay. I don't need any more donuts. Just like Elon Musk doesn't need any more dollars. Go F yourself. That's what he's saying. So I want to know what you think. In the comments down below, let me know. Do you feel that Elon is in the right? Do you feel that Elon has the right mentality here with Twitter? Or do you feel like he's completely off course? Because this is quite divisive. It's completely taken the internet one way and the other. So let's take a look at another stock, Meta. Meta, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg and friends, has been on a real tear lately. In fact, if you've been following these signals with the AI trading data from Outlier, you actually would have seen a signal return of 103.61%. And in fact, we got a buy signal for Meta back on December 26th. So while you can't invest in Twitter anymore, you might want to invest in Meta with a buy signal that came just about a week or so ago. And if you are interested in getting your hands on the world's best AI stock trading assistant, head to OVTLYR.com to see why outliers win. Now let's go take a look at what the comments are saying on this story. The strategic value of Twitter is much higher than what Musk paid. We're going to have to let the page reload, so give that a second. Here we go. The strategic value of Twitter is much higher than what Musk paid. Musk didn't purchase Twitter for the revenue. He did know all about the fraudulent numbers. Soros and others would certainly be willing to pay any price Musk would be willing to ask for. Twitter is far beyond being just an ordinary investment. Ooh, I couldn't agree more. Mark, good morning, Mark, watching live. Mark says, I'm sure Twitter/X has taken a hit since the takeover due to the advertisers backing out. But one, he's also cut around 80% of the labor overhead. And Two, as a private company, they're not getting the previous benefits of being indexed. In other words, if Twitter popped up tomorrow with a $12 billion market cap, who's not buying? Well said, Mark. Thanks for that live comment there. Musk purchased Twitter because he ran his mouth so much he made a legal obligation and the court prevented him from backing out. I don't know all about those details, but goodness and righteousness take time to pay off, and sometimes the payoff is not monetary terms. Elon Musk understands that truism is good with the price he paid for freedom of speech. With the price he paid for freedom of speech. Thank you, Elon Musk. The YouTube algorithm continues to suggest one of these two videos for you, and I think they are going to be outstanding because it knows exactly what you like to watch, and it knows you're going to love watching one of these two. Thank you so much for tuning into today's Outlier Live. I will see you right back here on the next episode.